I love getting the opportunity to interview an artist or a band on release day. And today, 5-time CMA Ontario nominee Nicole Rayy is releasing a new single. It's called Guilty. Nicole, happy release day.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to talk to you on the release day.
So exciting. And I just saw that Amazon Music added Guilty to the Breakthrough Country and just north of Nashville today on release day.
Yes, Amazon has been so supportive. They're great supporters of independent artists, and I always feel so lucky when they add things, especially on release day.
Yeah, so let's talk about this song. How did it come about? Were you in on the writing of it and like getting the music all together? Tell me about this song.
So I actually went into a write on a trip to Nashville with the producer of the song, Douglas Romanow, and another writer by the name of Chrystal Oudijk. She's actually going by Oudijk, which is spelled O-U-D-I, as an artist now. And she just released a song today as well, so you can check that out. But I was watching this show called Good Trouble before I went into the write, which has a lot of legal jargon in it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had like all this court imagery in my mind. And I was really hoping to write a love song on this day. And I was like, I have no idea how to pair this imagery in my mind with the idea of a love song. And so when I got into the write, Chrystal made a joke about, she's like, oh, well, if you ever like had that love story that feels so good, it should be illegal. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's our story. And so from there, Guilty was born.
Love you're willing to go to jail for.
Right, exactly.
That's awesome. So you were in on the writing. And so how did the music come about? Or was that already put together and then you put the words to it?
Being in a write with Doug, because he's a producer, is always so much fun because, you know, a lot of times in a write, you're just sort of strumming the acoustic guitar and sort of coming up with the melody as you go. But always writing with Doug is like full production. As soon as you start writing the song, I mean, he's always there on the computer doing all the technology things that I don't understand to create a little bit of a demo as we're writing the song. And that really created the vibe for the song right away. He put down this like really cool organ melody from the start. And I think that really helped bring the story along as well. So
you've worked with him before on some of your music?
Yes, I actually recorded my entire second album with Doug, which was called Dig. Came out many moons ago now. And then I had the pleasure of working with lots of different producers along the way. But then I started working with Doug again more recently on my tune Graveyard. And we had so much fun doing that. And especially because my music is a little less traditional country, a little more rock.
Yeah.
And Doug, you know, has strong vibes in that area. I mean, he does more than just country. He does a lot of pop and rock stuff as well. So it's always nice to work with a producer who's ready for a little outside the box music.
I don't know where you find the time to do all this stuff because you just released a whole album last year, Now and Then. And yes. Now it's only the first month of 2024 and you've got Guilty coming out. So is this going to be part of an album?
Yes, I'm hoping it will be. And as you said, since I just released an album last year, I'm going to hopefully just put out a couple more singles this year and work towards an album that will come out in 2025 is my hope.
And you have HarmoniaFest in Uxbridge, Ontario. That started in 2020, all-female lineup festival that you do. And so you started that. Is that happening again this year?
It is. It'll be our 5th annual. I can't even believe like we're there already. And from starting in COVID to, you know, where the festival has come now has just been amazing to watch it grow. And yes, sometimes I don't know when I sleep and get all these things done. But HarmoniaFest is just my baby. I love putting it on. I love being able to provide a platform for women in country music, especially, you know, seeing the festival bills every year. It's so male dominated, and being able to have a festival that's all female just makes me so excited. And yes, this year's festival is on August 17th, and we're just confirming some of the artists now for the lineup, so you can stay tuned for the announcement soon.
So are you able to tell us a little bit ahead of time who's going to be there?
I'll give you one person because I was just talking to her yesterday. And she's our first, signed on the dotted line, confirmed artist. We're going to have Taylor Wilson joining us. Oh, cool. And I love her. She's very rock country as well, has a very, very unique voice. And we're excited to have her on the lineup this year.
Awesome. And not only do you do this for your fellow female artists, but you also have the all-woman music songwriters series.
Yes, once a month at the Moonshine Cafe, and I absolutely adore doing that show as well. I mean, songwriters rounds are so different. It's such a different way to enjoy people's music because you really get the story behind it, and sometimes you get the songs from artists that they don't normally play out live, or they test out new material, and it's been an absolute pleasure getting to put that on every month and meet new artists and just build a community of women who truly support each other in this industry.
It's awesome that you do that. And I want to say, I really love your song, Feels Like Yesterday. When I was listening to that, I'm like, where is that doot doot do from? And it's like kind of sampling Third Eye Blind, Semi-Charmed Life.
Yes.
But you bring up like Britney Spears and Backstreet. And I was just like, oh, that's our time. And it doesn't feel like the 90s was that long ago.
Right. I literally use the phrase, it feels like yesterday all the time because I still refuse to believe it was 20 years ago, 20 years ago.
I grew up in the 90s too, and we were celebrating the 70s, and our parents are looking at us like, oh, you guys, and we're listening to Zeppelin and Janis Joplin and all that stuff. And now our kids, they're all dressing 90s, going to the thrift store. I'm like, right? It's cool to see, but it's like, oh, am I that old already?
Right, I know. It's crazy how everything old becomes new again. All the trends come back around, but it's definitely weird when you see your childhood being recreated now.
It definitely is. So you're going on tour to pump this song up, and of course, all your other great songs. So tour dates, you're going Toronto area mostly, but you're going to be heading out west, right?
Yes, yeah. We start here in Ontario, so we'll be in Oakville, Hamilton, Kitchener, and then, yes, we head out, and by we, I mean myself and Mackenzie Lee Meyer. I'm so excited to hit the road with her. She's an amazingly talented artist. If those listening have not checked her out, make sure you do. But then, yes, we're going to be heading out west for some shows in Alberta, starting with a show at the King Eddie in Calgary.
How are you guys traveling? Like, are you traveling with your band, or are you taking a flight and living in a hotel kind of thing?
Yes, a little bit of both. Of course, around here, we'll just be on the road in our cars with all the gear. And then we are going to fly the band out west with us. So that should be kind of fun. But the drummer that we get to play with, Johnny, he has a lot of family out in Calgary. So I hope they're all ready for us because we're crashing.
That is awesome. Well, I hope you have the best time. And thanks so much for taking time with me on your Guilty release day. I know you're probably busy with other interviews, so thank you so much for taking the time with me, and it was great talking to you.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it, and thanks so much for the support on day one.